The Morimoto XB LED headlights are still the best headlight for your 2500 HD Ram. This is the LF701 that fits the 19 to 21 Ram 2500 HD trucks. And we found out through our testing and customer service that some of them have problems with the turn signal. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to solve that problem. We got reports from our customers that the headlights on the LF701 had a sticking amber turn signal. Sometimes they wouldn't turn on at all. Sometimes they would flash once and just stay on. Sometimes they were just on all the time. And through our own testing, we found that the relay harness and a wire connector were to blame. We teamed up with the guys at Morimoto and found a solution. Here I'm going to show you how it works. Regardless of where you bought these from, Headlight Revolution, Morimoto directly, some other store, Morimoto is supplying this fix kit for free to anybody. So you have a couple options. Either watch this video and do it yourself, call them up, tell them what your problem is, say, hey, I saw the Headlight Revolution video, and get the relay fix kit for the LF701. Or you could send your headlights back to where you got them, whether back to us or Morimoto or whatever, and they'll fix it for you. This is on the house from Morimoto. There's two big problems with the initial design of the wiring. All of this is solved moving forward. So if you already have these headlights and you run into this problem, this is how to fix it. The first problem we found with the LF701 turn signal circuit had to do with the relays. Each headlight has one relay attached to a wire harness, and it's dangling down and water's getting inside. What we found happens is the water actually seeps its way into the switch mechanism, and all the metal surfaces on the relay start to corrode. You see all this orange, dusty looking contamination? That's not supposed to be there. And that rust, that oxidization, was causing it to stick open or stick closed, causing the problems. Now, Morimoto has used this exact same relay on a bunch of different models. The difference, this one is hanging upside down where water can gather in the contact. All the other models, the relay harness was right side up, and the water just drained off of it, not getting into the contact. So the first thing to do is make sure that your relay is mounted right side up. We'll go over that in just a second. Chances are, if you simply remount the relay so that it's upright instead of upside down, that's going to solve the problem and prevent issues. But to take it a step even further, Morimoto is supplying a more waterproof relay to make sure that this fix is foolproof. As you can see, the new relay has all this shiny coating. That's actually potting material that seals the relay from the elements. It's not completely waterproof, but this right there is going to go a long way to making sure no matter what, moisture doesn't get into this relay. Lastly, we're going to use some dielectric grease between the connector and the relay as an added step for preventing water intrusion into the connector. All of these things should solve the problem on the LF701 once and for all. The second problem that we found is one of the main multi-pin connectors has an open hole, and depending on how it's sitting in the engine bay, on some vehicles, sometimes water would get in that hole and create corrosion on all the pins. In order to fix that, we have a single, simple, plastic, multi-pin connector plug. First, let's do the relay harness, then let's install the connector plug. On the back side of the headlight, this is what we're trying to get to. You see this single relay that has tape around it holding it to a connector? Let's take the tape off so we can unplug the relay from the wire harness. You can see that where the wires insert into the connector, that's potted and waterproof. The problem is actually between the wire connector and the relay itself. So let's unplug the relay. And before we install the new modified water resistant relay, let's add the dielectric grease to the female socket. There's really no such thing as too much grease. So keep in mind that the more you put on, the more of a mess it's going to make when you put everything together, and you only have this much, so don't use more than half. We're going to put a little bit in each of the connector openings. You plug it in, you get a little push and pull to make sure it's seated, and then we're going to use the alcohol wipe to clean the back side of the relay, clean this flat surface on the back side of the headlight, and then we're going to use the included 3M double-sided tape to mount the relay to the inside of the headlight. Now you can either use this method where you tape the relay to the inside of the headlight, or you can go find a zip tie and loop the zip tie through this mounting point on this module and mount the relay this way. Really, all we're trying to accomplish is that the relay is up and down so that as water hits it from the rain or a car wash or whatever, it goes down past the wiring and doesn't pool up inside this connector. So use the included tape, use a zip tie, whatever you want. You could even mount it to something on the truck, not the headlight. Just make sure that it's up and out of the way and vertical. Now I'm confident that the relay part of the problem is solved. This should be good to go for any LF701. Now let's solve the second problem that we found on the main multi-pin connector. This is the connector that plugs into your truck that has all of the functions built in. And as you can see, there's one opening right there that does not have a wire in it. Now normally that would be plugged. Because it isn't plugged, that's an opportunity for water to get in. If water gets in there, it's going to cause corrosion on the other pins and even the wiring. So that's where this little plastic wire connector plug comes in. You just line it up with that hole, use some sort of a tool, and push it in place. If you purchase these headlights in August of 2021 or before, this fix should probably be applied to your truck, because if it hasn't been acting up yet, there's a good chance that it might. So reach out, let's get it handled before it's a problem. And if you purchase after August of 2021, don't worry about it. You're not going to have this issue at all. Now go out there, do your fix, and enjoy your headlights.